Hi developers, welcome to day 1, week 1 of the free online full stack web development bootcamp. Today we're going to start from the basics and have a look at some HTML. If you know this already, feel free to move on in the course, but I must emphasize the importance of HTML because even when you go on to learn something more advanced such as React, for example, you still need a solid foundation for HTML. So I hope that if you're a bit uncertain that you still stick through this and learn today. So our learning objectives are to learn some HTML, create a web page, just a simple one. We also want to change between pages, so rotate between the first and second page. And just for now we're going to view it in our browser. So first of all, what we're going to do is head into our code editor, create a new file, and generally what people will call the first page is index.html. That's really the standard. But you're more than welcome to rename it to something such as home. You can enter your name, anything like that. But just for today, we're going to go with index. The first thing you want to do if you're using VS Code is type in exclamation mark. Now, if this feature isn't available in the code editor you've selected, that's totally fine. You can copy the code from somewhere online, or you can type it out manually for practice. Either way is fine. I just want to demonstrate how people do this in the real world using these shortcuts. So what this does is, it's called the Emmet abbreviation, and it just inputs the default boilerplate code that we need to make this web page. So you can see on the first line we're saying the type of document is HTML. Our default language is English, and then we have this head tag, and inside there we have some metadata about the web page, and then we also have the title, which we will see shortly. Now inside here we have the body of the page, and then we close HTML. This is the end of the file, so anything we type after that line won't be visible on the page. So if you've got this far, you'll just want to save that file and open it in your web browser. So I'm going to right click, reveal in Explorer, double click there. This is my web page. Now you might be thinking there's actually nothing on the screen, and you would be right. However, there is one key element here where we see document at the top. That is a giveaway that it's related to our code, because document is the title of the tab. So let's just change that with my title here. Save that, and if we refresh, you will see it's now changed to my title here. So for the purpose of what we're going to be doing today, you can just enter any sort of information. The main takeaway is learning about these tags and how to do some Googling to find out what will make your page sing. So what I'm going to call this is, we'll just call it Web Bootcamp. Awesome. Refresh, it's there. So there's quite a few elements that we're going to go through today, so we better get started. First of all, the most common would be header tags. So you've got H1, H2, and all the way through the numbers, H3, and I believe H4 gets to the point where it's just bold. It may be H5, we'll take a look. I'm a subtitle, and H1, I'm a title. Awesome, so we'll save all of those. So we've got a 1, 2, and a 4. There we are. Bold still looks a little bit large, so what I might do is make that an H5. That's a bit better. But there are different categories of headings. What you can do is Google W3 Schools HTML, pop into here, and you should be able to find headings. This will be in here somewhere. Heading. There we are. Click on HTML headings, and you've got all the different headings here, and you can copy that code as well if you want to. One thing I really like about this website, some developers don't like it because it's a bit basic, or it might be missing some important information or differences out. I like this part here, where you can actually just try it, so you can play around with the code and actually view the live changes. So that's pretty awesome if you want to learn inside here instead of the code editor. So what we're going to do is head back into our code. So these are all of the headings, so just write headings. Now what you want to do here is hopefully it's supported, but hold down Control and press question mark and it will toggle comments. If it doesn't, however, you can still manually type the comment like so. And what this is helpful for is telling people what this code relates to without seeing it render on the page. So if we head back into our page, you cannot see that. And also if we inspect the page or view the page source, so you can see headings there, and if we view source, you can see the comment, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't come up here as expected. Awesome. So another important thing to know is horizontal rule. Not everyone really knows this, but you can just type in HR and close it out, and it will give you a horizontal rule across the page, like so. Now this can be really effective for styling and formatting and things like that. So what we're going to do next is text, like so. And inside here there's a lot of different text things, so we'll just cover paragraphs. So on a paragraph, like so, and just so you can see how the paragraph works, we'll write something below it. In italics, I tags for italics. Something else you may know already is B for bold, but also more commonly nowadays is strong for bold. They really mean the same thing, but people prefer to use strong. So you can see those are exactly the same. In italics, a paragraph. So what you'll notice here, it's a key concept with the paragraph tags, is they actually give you a line space. So at the end of the paragraph we have an empty line and then we have italics bold. Also before we've got a bit of spacing. Because if I keep typing here, even if I do a return on a returned line, like so, you'll see it actually just appended straight back up there. And it's back up there. So what I could do is, you might think it's the formatting, so I can save without, oh god, how do we do this? We can save without formatting, somewhere in here. I think it's just save. No, it's going to do the same thing. Control Shift P, save without formatting. Just habits. Alright. So you can see here, even without formatting, it's on the same line. Awesome. So what some people do, and this is a bit of bad practice in my opinion, but they actually do break tags and then they'll write more text afterwards. And so what they should be using instead is paragraph tags, because you'll notice here if I do a break after italics, it actually comes down here, but there's no spacing, so the paragraph gives you that extra line. If you aren't after spacing, then the break tag's fine. Just be aware that you're not going to chain like this. That is actually something I did personally when I first learned HTML, to give myself a lot of space. It doesn't look the best. Alrighty. So we'll stay with that break there. Sweet. So that's a break tag, bold, strong. So what we're going to head into next is list items. So comment that out. So we have an unordered list. So let's just test it out. So item 1, and then we'll go item 2. And let's see what that is. Boom. So you can see there's no ordering to the list, there's just bullet points. So what if you want a numbered list? That's totally fine. OL for ordered list. List item, item 1, and then we do a new line, item 2. Boom. There we have an ordered list. And these numbers will continue increasing. So what you can do here is you can search on this page for list. HTML tag list. That actually doesn't sound like the right one. List. Oh god, there's a lot of lists on that page. Where are we here? Home, lists, that's the one. So you can see the differences here. And again, if you want to have a play around, you can click on try it yourself. But for now, we're just going to head back into the code. So how about some links? Let's link something. Links. How do we get from one page to another? Well, we go anchor tag is the A. and then we give it a reference. And you can see my code editor here is saying, hey, it should be a URL. So www.google.co.nz. Cool. And then what we want to do is close that up and click here to go to Google, like so. So we'll just pop back in here, click here to go to Google. Boom. So that didn't work, did it? Now the reason for it is we haven't actually given it the HTTPS. So if we go back, I've just got to click back. So now it works. So the reason it wasn't working before is when you just have it like so, and we'll just go back to our page, check this index.html, look what happens when I click. It's actually still looking in my same folder for a reference of Google. So that's not what we want, but it's actually good for if we want to link to different pages. So what we can do here is say slash page2.html, click to see, we'll do some tables I guess, click to see tables. Alright, click to see tables, your file was not found, page2.html, which is pretty sweet. So we'll just take that out so it stays in the same directory. That's better, before it went to my C drive, because we were doing this, which gives it an absolute path. Okay, so new file, we better make this file because it doesn't exist. Emmet abbreviation, just exclamation mark enter, page 2. And then we'll go inside the body, and what we'll do is, let's just say what this page is about, just so we know we got there. Welcome to page 2. Whoa, yeah, let's do a horizontal rule for free styling. Yeah. Awesome. So let's do an image first. So image, oops, like so. Image, so we go source, because it's got a source, equals, and then it's self-closing. So this is a self-closing tag. You don't have to go and type out image like so. Well, img, you don't have to do that. Cool, so let's just view page 2 before we get too carried away. Okay, so it's there, and we can see our image here, sources are unknown. Let's go find a picture. Picture of a cat. This one, copy image address, that's what we want. Back to our code editor, oops, chuck it in there. So we now have some source reference for the image. Let's see if it loads. Page 2. Hey, awesome. Now what you can do if your image is looking a bit too big or ugly or oversized, you can enter down, go width equals, let's say 110 px, and height equals 110. Oh, not 11, 110, like so. See, it shrinks. I'll take that out for now because we'll be covering styling in a later video. Right now we're just having fun with HTML. It's fine if your page doesn't look perfect, trust me. There's plenty of time for styling. So what we're going to do next is actually see a table, because that's kind of what we said this page was about. Tables. So a table starts with a table, and then we have a table head, and then we also have table rows and table datas. So th, let's just say items. th, price. Well, that should be item. That makes more sense. Alright, and so from here, that's our table head, so we're going to go table row. And our item, let's just say it's a bell. Oops, table row should have table datas. I'm getting too carried away. Bell. And how much does the bell cost? Let's just say $2. So that's the end of our first row. So let's have a look what that looks like. Like this. Cool, eh? So these are the headings, item and price. And this is our first row. So it goes from left to right. So if I'm going to have another item and price below that, What do I need? Yes, a new table row. Great job. Table data, so we will have cat whistle makes no sense. Whistle and table data, $3. Awesome, there's our table. So what you can actually do is you can add styling, you can add borders and all that sort of stuff. An example would be this. Wow, this table looks so cool, you might be thinking. Well, we can actually go in here. You can actually take the style tag, copy paste that across, and you can actually steal the table from here to here. And that will all work fine. Because the style is actually referencing table, TD, TH, and every even table row, we can actually just take this, just to spice it up, because you might be thinking, yeah, these tables are looking a bit plain. So that goes inside the head. I'll just chuck it at the top. I mean, this is really messy and not recommended. You'd have a CSS file, but just for now, just to get it going. Sweet, there's our new table. Looks pretty cool. I'm happy with that actually. Does it resize? Yeah, it's not too bad. Nice work. Alright, so that's tables. And we end table there. Sweet. So what we're going to go through next is a button, because these are quite cool elements. So click me, like so. And you'll notice it actually does nothing, which is fine. So the most common thing people do of these buttons is, well, without JavaScript anyway. Usually you'd write some JavaScript so it says, hey, you've clicked me, etc. But what we'll do here is we'll just say go to index.html, and you'll notice I'm actually nesting this anchor tag inside the button, so it turns it into a link, like so. Notice how it changed. But at least we can get back home. It's not too bad. You can actually add some styling if we inspect this. You can add some styling to remove the underline. Let's see if we can find it here. Text decoration, underline, so you can get rid of that. And there's something else to do with when it's visited to not make it purple. But that can be an extra for experts for you to go off and investigate. Awesome, so that button's there. Let's just do another horizontal rule because we love those things. Cool. The page is actually not looking too bad. For a first day on HTML, this is pretty sweet. So now the next challenge. So this is going to be a challenge for you. So I recommend stopping the video at this point if you don't want the challenge to be spoiled. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to code along. What we're going to be doing is using the iframe thing to embed something, and well, I said thing, it's an element, so we're going to use iframe to embed some sort of video content or media onto our page. So feel free to go off now and do that, and then skip through the video and come back. If you're not too sure what iframes are, how to use them, or what to do, then I'm just going to copy over the answer, and just like that you'll see it. So this is actually an embed for a source video on YouTube, and it's going to give it no border, a particular width and height, and all of this stuff here don't really worry about. Allow full screen. These are just little things that YouTube provide within the iframe. You might wonder how I did that, so you can just go to any YouTube video. So YouTube. I should probably go to one of mine, right? That makes sense. So my channel. So you can go here, pause, and what you can do is go share and embed. And then you just copy paste that. That's literally all you need to do. It's even got a copy button here. And when you do that and save it in your code like we've just done, you can see the video. And from here you can play it, you can do all sorts, which is pretty cool. So anyway folks, that's going to wrap up our first day on HTML. So just to recap, we learned actually quite a lot of things. So let's go back to page 1. We learned about headings, horizontal rules, paragraphs, italic, bold text, unordered list items, ordered list items, external links, links to a second page, heading for the second page, embedding images, Then we have this nicely styled table thanks to W3 Schools, and we've also got video content plus buttons to take us around. So what I'd like you to do is digest everything we've covered in this video. I know it's been a lot. Find some nice references online such as this where you can learn a little bit more about HTML, and then challenge yourself to make a simple blog page, a page about your dog, your cat, a friend, yourself, a favorite game you might be playing at the moment, and then share this page with me if you like, or keep it to yourself. And once you've mastered that, I'd like to see you in day 2 of the free full stack online web development bootcamp. And have a lovely day with that. I'll see you next time.